Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Global Perspective with Kaswar Klasra. This week following are three topics which will dominate the world's news and analysis arena. First on the list is Taliban refutes Trump's claims on Bagram Air Base. Taliban officials have dismissed former U.S. President Donald Trump's assertion that China has taken control of the Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan. The base has been under Taliban control since the withdrawal of international troops in August 2021. Taliban spokesperson Zabihullah Mujahid refuted Trump's claims, emphasizing that no Chinese military presence exists in Bagram. Reports from the U.S. Department of Defense estimate that approximately $7 billion worth of military assets remained in Afghanistan post-withdrawal. John Sopko, former U.S. Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction, dismissed the feasibility of retrieving the equipment, citing high costs and logistical challenges. Second on the list is humanitarian crisis in Gaza worsens despite ceasefire. 3 weeks after a ceasefire between Hamas and Israel, humanitarian conditions in Gaza remain dire. The United Nations and aid organizations warn of severe malnutrition and a collapsing healthcare system. Winter storms have exacerbated the situation, further displacing residents. Aid agencies have mobilized thousands of tons of food supplies, but access remains a challenge due to ongoing restrictions. UNICEF spokesperson, Ms. Balin, stressed that while assistance has been scaled up, demand is still overwhelming. Third and last on our list this week is European leaders discuss Ukraine war resolution. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has unveiled a European-led initiative to broker peace in Ukraine while ensuring continued U.S. support. The proposal, developed during emergency talks in London, underscores Europe's commitment to aiding Ukraine while maintaining transatlantic cooperation. The UK pledged a $2.84 billion loan to Ukraine, sourced from frozen Russian assets, along with an additional $2 billion in export financing for air defense missiles. The plan follows a contentious exchange between Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, during which Trump criticized Ukraine's dependence on U.S. aid. While Starmer acknowledged tensions, he reaffirmed the U.S. as a reliable ally and stressed the need for a strong, enforceable peace agreement. This week's global headlines reflect ongoing geopolitical tensions, with Afghanistan, Gaza, and Ukraine remaining focal points of international concern. While diplomatic efforts continue, the humanitarian crises and security challenges in these regions underscore the complexities of achieving lasting stability.